up? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. Listen, we are back like we never left. It's been a while, but we are here. This is Falcon Crest Season 2, Episode 21. We are almost at the end of Season 2, y'all. We have one more episode, so we're gonna I'm gonna get y'all that pretty quickly so we can roll on into Season 3, okay? We're gonna rev this up. I know I say that every time, but I mean it every time I say it. Anyway, we start this episode off. Chase is still trying to figure out who killed Melissa's daggone daddy, okay? He rolling up on the sheriff. The sheriff said, Chase, I don't have time for this right now. I gotta go out to Richard Channing's place. Chase was like, well, where'd you go? Like, where you going? He said, I need to talk to Richard Channing because we just got the forensics back, and you know, some things, the math ain't math and it's not adding up. Now, you can ride with me if you want to. So they end up rolling up on Richard Channing. He's sitting there with his secretary trying to come up with the obituary for his daddy. And the sheriff tells Richard, listen, we got some questions. We got some things we need to talk to you about, because what we found is that your daddy did not kill himself, okay? He had gunshot residue on his hands and he got defensive wounds. So it looks like more went on down there than what people say had went on. And we have reason to believe that you might have had some motive because of this whole your daddy being a Nazi thing, okay? So we really need to talk to you, okay? So Richard was like, you won't talk to me, you talk to my attorney, and I'll see y'all on the other side. And the sheriff was like, okay, it's cool, it's whatever, you know, I get it. So back at the house, Melissa and Lance are still plotting on how to get rid of her damn mama, his mama, and you know, they are planning for the destruction and the demise of his mama. Now let me go ahead and just get her out the way, because she's so damn gullible and so silly. So Richard ends up giving Lance the information on where his daddy is, because he knows that as soon as his mom, that Julia gets that little piece of change, that little piece of information, she gonna be out, because it never ever occurs to her that Tony is not sitting away in some room pining away for her the same way she's pining away for him. So Lance gives her the information and tells her, listen, he is living in San Diego these days. He is living the good life. He has finally settled down. You know, why don't you go see him, mama? And she was like, I am going, Lance. I am going for good. Once and for all, I am leaving Falcon Crest, and I'm going to go be with the love of my life. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my proxy for the Globe, because I don't need it no more. Because where I'm going is going to be love and light, and I don't have time for this bullshit. She tells Angela that she is leaving, and Angela is like, girl, do we have to do this every couple of years? Like, every couple of years, we got to have this same conversation. We got to get on this same merry-go-round. Like, girl, the man don't want you. Okay, fine. Julia, if you leave, don't you ever come back, that's it. And we know she don't mean that either, because the minute Julia bring her ass back with that suitcase in her hand and them tears running down her cheeks, Angela gonna let her walk her ass back up to that room and unpack that damn suitcase and go back to work on Monday morning. That's the game that they play, okay? So she leaves. And she take her happy ass on that plane. She got on her Sunday's best, honey. And she knocks on that door. And a woman answers the door that got a big old belly. Why? Because she pregnant. And it never once occurred to Julia that this could be Tony's woman. She talking about something. Is Tony comes to there? She was like, he not here right now, but can I help you? She was like, well, can you tell him his wife came to see him? She was like, your wife? Well, Barbara, listen. She said, oh, you didn't get the papers? Julia said, what papers? Oh, the papers of him wanting to divorce you. My bad, we sent those because, you know, we're waiting to get married to make an honest woman out of me, because I got this big ass belly and I'm about to have his child. Baby, Julia's face was so cracked. I didn't even feel bad for her, because I felt bad for you the first time. I even felt bad for you the second time. But baby, you have done this dance before, and I no longer feel bad for you. She starts walking off. The woman was like, well, why don't you come in? I got some coffee for you. We can talk about this. AKA, I hope he got a copy of them damn divorce papers so she can sign them while she here. She said, I don't want no coffee. And she walks off. I said, damn, poor Julia. Now you got to, again, walk back and do the walk of shame back up in the Falcon Crest, child. And Lance is not going to be happy to see you back, because, of course, Lance thought he just knew he had it going on with the proxies for the Globe. He done already thrown it in Angela's face. And y'all know Angela ain't a bit more concerned about that than the man in the moon. Okay, Angela is not a bit more worried about that than the man in the moon. Now back at Falcon Crest, the sheriff has he got the search warrant for them to go over to Richard's house and look for some things and see what they can find. Well, the property, not the house, but the property. And Richard then called Philip to get Philip to help him, but of course Philip is still playing double agent, so he can't publicly really do nothing for Richard. He can privately do stuff for Richard, but publicly, I mean, I don't know if he realizes that Angela is not really rocking with him no more, but publicly that's what it is. So Philip is trying to give Richard some good advice on what he should or should not do as it relates to this whole situation with them accusing him of killing his daddy, or at least suspecting that he had motive to kill his daddy. Now Philip and Richard's secretary end up getting into it, and Richard finally reveals to the secretary that I know that you was reporting everything back to Denault. You were his little snitch, and I can prove it. And she was like, well, you have to let me explain. He was like, you ain't gotta explain nothing, player. Like, I thought that you was on my team, you was on his team. It is what it is. It was what it was. He dead now, and I want you to get out. Philip was like, I'm going to exit stage left because this don't have nothing to do with me. So she tries to, convince Richard to, let her explain or whatever. And Richard was like, I ain't really trying to hear it. She was like, oh, but I do know that you actually went that day to go meet Denault over on the bridge. She was like, I could destroy you. Richard was like, do what you feel like you need to do, player. So y'all know she gonna run off to the company, because y'all know that that's where her loyalty really lies. And Richard told, because she said, you could run the company now that Denault is dead. He was like, I don't want it. I don't need it, and I don't want it. And that's the part I need you to understand. Now, while this is going on, Richard and the sheriff, Chase and the sheriff then showed up over to the house with their search warrant. They done found this secret passageway, this underground bunker type situation that leads from the grounds into the house, but it's got a fresh padlock on it, so they know it's not an old abandoned area that people didn't know nothing about. Somebody know enough about it to put a fresh padlock on the underground bunker, right? So we're gonna see where that leads to and who's there. Now, while this is going on, Nick has proposed to Chase's daughter. He wants to get married, and she was like, are you sure you want to get married? He was like, listen, I am absolutely sure that I want to get married. Like, I don't want to keep playing this game with you. I love you, you love me, da 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 da. Child, I don't even know if I want to go ahead and let me go ahead and knock that out the way, child. So Nick, they go to Maggie because they know Maggie is the easy pickings. It's easier to get Maggie to get on board. And Maggie's a little hesitant at first and tries to convince them that maybe they should wait a little while longer. But they let her know, listen, we don't want to wait. We are in love. This is where we want to be. And so she was like, okay, well, fine. You let me handle your father, because y'all know that he's a big bear and he ain't really feeling neither one of y'all, but we're going to handle it. We're going to see how we work this out. Now, while this is going on, Maggie is still dealing with this damn movie script, okay? She is still rewriting, and she has finally come to the conclusion that this ain't all on Chase. Like, yes, Chase has been obsessed with trying to figure out who killed, who framed his son and all that good stuff, who framed Cole and everything. But at the end of the day, it is not all on them. Not all on Chase. That she has a part in this too, this whole movie script thing. And the director is still trying to hit on her. And she was like, for 1 minute, can you stop trying to hit on me? Can you stop trying to turn this into Maggie's great affair? Because it's never going to happen. And I'm going to need you to figure it out. She said, let me tell you what. I'm done with this. I'm done with writing this movie script. I'm over it. It is what it is. She said, I'm going to give you one last draft. And that is it, okay? And he was like, oh, come on, Maggie, let's talk about it. I know you're going to think about it again. And she was like, no, I'm not going to reconsider. That's how I feel. That's what it is. Take it or leave it. That's it. That's all. That's all we doing. That's it. That's all. So from there, Maggie ended up Nick and the daughter, they went to Chase about getting Chase to agree to them getting married. And at first Chase wasn't really trying to be here for it, but Maggie talked to him and was like, listen, they gonna do it whether you agree or not, so we might as well be on board. Let her have, because they was gonna go down to the justice of the peace, but she really wants to have a real wedding, and she really wants her father to give her way. So I think that right now, that is what we need to do. We need to really, you need to really be there for your daughter, because she really wants her dad to give her way at her wedding, and she deserves that. And so Chase was like, he gets a phone call. Of course, he gets a phone call about the murder or whatever. And Maggie is like, here we go again with this bullshit. But Maggie says, you know what, Chase? I need some stuff. I got to go take care of some things myself, okay? I need to go take care of some stuff myself. And so what he ends up doing, what she ends up doing is she ends up going back to that director and taking him the original script. She said, listen, I am done. All I want you to do is pay me for my time. Pay me for what I have already done, okay? I am sick of this. I am sick of playing this game with you and rewriting and writing the script over and over again. So here's what you're going to take. You're going to take what I wrote the first time, and either y'all going to use it or y'all not. But this is no longer worth what I have sacrificed. So she realizes that, she wants things to work out between her and Chase, and that it hasn't all been on him. Now, while that's going on, they done got a search warrant so they can break that padlock wide open and they can go inside. And what they also find out is there was a fresh fingerprint on that fresh padlock. Well, what they found out was that fresh fingerprint on that fresh padlock belonged to the Asian groundskeeper, the guy that they've been chasing all along. And Chase was like, well, wait a minute, damn, that's who we've been looking for all this time. Come to find out, it's really his fingerprint that's on that damn padlock. Like, we've been looking for him all along. Next thing you know, Charlie done gone down to Chinatown to go talk to the family of the guy, telling him, your nephew needs to go tell the police everything he knows. And the dude was like, Charlie, you know that the American justice system, they don't understand us. They don't understand how we do things. And I'm really not trying to put my nephew out there like that. I don't want to sacrifice him and possibly put him in harm's way. And Charlie was like, you got to trust me on this. I'm going to need you to go tell your nephew to go tell the police what he knows. Charlie ain't really trying to hear all that, okay? Charlie ain't really trying, the guy ain't really trying to hear all that, but they respect Charlie, and so when Charlie leaves, he ends up coming out of hiding. The nephew comes out of hiding, and it's the same dude we've been chasing all this time. Anyway, because it's the same dude that they told Charlie that they hide him. Now, while that is going on, Richard is at his house getting himself a nice cold glass of milk. I don't know what it is about Richard and his milk, child. But while he's doing that, he feels like somebody is trying to break in his house. So he ends up getting his gun out his briefcase and he opens up the door. But come to find out, all it is his secretary, okay? Well, his former secretary. And she told him, listen, I have an invitation for you to come down. The chief wants to meet you in New York. And I've been instructed to come and collect you. And he was like, oh, really? That's what you think is about to happen? And he was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, that's what the chief instructed me to do. And Richard was like, well, you can tell the chief the same thing I told her. No, I'm not going to New York. If he want to talk to me, he can come see me himself. And she was like, that is so disappointing. And he was like, it could be whatever you want it to be, but I'm gonna tell you what is not getting ready to happen. I'm not getting ready to sit here and I'm not getting ready to sit here and fly to New York. Like, if he want to come talk to me, that's what he'll come and do, child. So up at Falcon Crest, Angela, Lance, and Melissa are doing what they do best, child. They arguing back and forth. Chase comes through to invite Angela to the wedding. And Angela was like, who get married? And he was like, well, Nick and baby girl, they get married. Angela was like, is he divorced yet? Because last I checked, he had a whole wife. And he was like, Angela, stop. Don't do me like that. Stop playing games. You know that he ain't married no more. And so, he said, and Jacqueline will be there at the wedding. She was like, Jacqueline? Hell nah. Jacqueline better not bring her ass back up in the valley. I ran her out of here. And let me tell you something. She ain't the person you think she is. Like, I know that she your mama and everything, but she is not a good person, okay? She raised you, but she sold her other child. Chase was like, it was not that deep. Like, she didn't sell nobody. She was like, oh, yes, she did, and I got the proof. So Angela pulls out the file to show that Jacqueline sold um Chase to Denault, and that Jacqueline knew that Denault was a former Nazi or Nazi sympathizer, and all of that, and how she knew what was going on, and she took the money for a better life. And Chase was like, listen, at the end of the day, what you saying, it sounds real simplistic, but I know that the explanation is deeper than that. And at the end of the day, she's still my damn mama. Like, you're not going to, I mean, like, she my mama. Like, you can't just be, making it seem like she's this horrible person, even though you got this whole file showing me that she kind of not a great person. But she my mama. And so Angela was like, well, listen, you can do what you want to do. Your daughter can marry as many married men as she want. But what you won't do is bring Jacqueline back into this valley. No, ma'am. So while that is going on, we got Cole, Lance, Melissa, and Cole's girlfriend down in the cellar. And Cole is giving his girlfriend a tour of the winery. And, being all like, I know this and I know that. And let me tell you about this and let me teach you about that. And Lance is like, you ain't, like, you're not really giving her some good shit. Like, what you saying ain't right. Like, you giving her some bad information. So, of course, Lance does what he does best. Trying to embarrass Cole. Trying to make Cole look stupid. And then he starts clowning him about, well, me and Melissa, we get ready to go into town to buy clothes for Joseph. My son, Joseph, the son that you thought was yours, but he's not. He's my son. And Melissa is like, Lance, come on, stop. Like, let's just go. And they keep going back and forth. And Lance said one thing too much at Cole. At Cole, they commenced the fighting, child, and the women are screaming and hollering. And once again, you see this whole scene that just wouldn't play out in 2021, where Lance just basically like grabbed Melissa's arm and pushed her. But then again, that's when him and Cole got to fighting, because Cole was defending Melissa. So I guess it could still play out in 2021. So the two women are on the side screaming and hollering, telling them, stop, 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 while they are steadily fighting. And Lance is trying to do that, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the Asian arts that Charlie be teaching him. And I think we forget that Cole is from New York. Like, even though they was like upper middle class New York, Cole is still from New York. And we know Cole a fighter. Cole is a brawler. That's how we met Cole. Because Cole was whooping his sister's teacher's ass, okay? That is how we met Cole in the first episode. Cole commenced to whooping Lance's ass until Charlie had to come in and break it up. And, I feel like, Cole, you going to think twice about coming for Lance ever again. Okay? And that's pretty much how that whole situation ended. And last but not least, child, we see Richard. We see Richard leaving. They got a warrant out for Richard's arrest, right? Angela tried to set Philip up to give him the information so he would tell Richard, but Richard already knew, so it ain't gonna be that bad. But that just lets you know that Angela still don't trust Philip, and she know Philip is a double agent, okay? But as Richard is leaving, he goes down in the parking garage to get out of, to go wherever the hell it was he was gonna go, probably go home. Ex-secretary rolls up on him and tells him, listen, I told you can come the easy way, you can come the hard way, but you're coming with me to New York. And he was like, listen, I don't know how many times I can tell you that I'm not going to New York. I'm not going with you to New York. I don't care how you slice it. Next thing you know, two dudes come from out the shadows, and they literally just, force him into the limo, and he is off to New York. Okay? So that is how this episode ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, the season finale is the next episode, and I'm going to try to get that to y'all as soon as possible. Shout out to the people who have found my video. I promise you I'm going to be more consistent, because y'all tell me y'all like these, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.